Hey, it's Pierre, and I've got a review today of a product called the Anker PowerCore 26800. This is a charging battery that you can throw in your squash bag to charge your phone or anything with a USB when you need to charge your phone at the courts. Now, granted, I'm going to take you through this. Granted, there's always the classic thing you plug in, and there's usually plugs around the court, and you might have a little, let's say in my case, an iPhone cable. This is a Belkin thing that I have lying around the house, and I was using this and often finding myself sticking my, I can't seem to plug it in, so finding myself sticking my phone, plugging it into this and leaving it plugged in a corner somewhere. The nice thing about the charging pack is, well, first of all, you can just plug this baby in. It lights up when you plug the USB in so that you know it's working. And you can find your phone, which is in my pocket. It's actually pretty low right now. So it's at 15%, which you can't see right there, but it's at 15%. But yeah, it plugs in right away. And so we're gonna see over the course of this video how well it charges. It tells you how much, this is how much battery life is in there. There's 4 little dots, and you can also press this button. If it wasn't already lit up, you can press this to find out how much charge is in there. And this apparently can charge about 6 phones, or it can charge a phone about 6 times once you've charged it up. And it takes they say it takes about 12 hours to charge this puppy up, so even overnight might not be enough, unless you can actually, let's see what comes with it. Where is it? Ooh, it comes in with this little sack to hold your stuff if you need it. It actually comes with 2 of these charging cables, and you can actually cut the charging time in half if you plug it in on the side here. Yeah, and you can do it. That's just, if you want to do one, you can do that. You can use this thing again to plug it into your electrical and leave it overnight or over 12 hours, or you can actually get 2 of those things and plug it into 2. You can plug in both of these at once, and it will charge twice as fast. You can either use 2 of these, or you can find one of these that has 2 of these little USB charging slots. This one only has 1. So the Anker comes with the device itself, the much discussed pouch, the 2 charging cables, but these are to charge the device. It does not come with a USB charging cable, so you will need to use the one that came with your phone or get a couple extras, but it does not come with those, so don't expect those to be in the bag. This thing outputs 5 volts and 3 amps per port, so that's 1 port, and you can see there's 3 ports on this puppy, so you can actually charge your phone and your buddy's phone, and if it focuses you'll even be able to see it, and then your other buddy's phone. If you have a 3rd buddy, then they're just gonna have to wait, but you can do 3 at once, and each one outputs 3 amps. So I think that's 15 watts, 5 volts times 3 amps, 15 watts. Compared to this one, I have 5 volts at 2.1 amps, so that's about 10. So this is actually, I think the way that's 15 watts, 10 something watts. I think this is more powerful than this. And an Apple, one of those little white square ones, I think was only 1 amp, 5 watts. So that's only, so this, I think this is actually putting a 3 times more power into your phone than one of those little white Apple chargers, if I've understood it correctly. So it's a very simple device. You throw it in your bag. I could throw this whole thing in my bag right now and leave it charging. Even while we've been talking, it's gone from 15% to 21%. So it charges quite rapidly. And if you charge multiple things at once, my understanding is they're all charging at the same rate. It's not splitting that power, dividing it by 3. It's got 3 of equal power. Now obviously around the squash courts, like I said, you got your plug, so you can always plug in with one of these. I found myself, when I was down at the World Masters, if I can find the photo, I'll put it right here. It was me, you know, taking a nap or just chilling, but I had to go over by where the plug was. I was listening to my Walkman, I had no power left on my phone, and I could have really used this back then. So I think it's kind of a fun, you know, it's obviously not a life necessity, but it's pretty handy, and I would have been able to walk around and power up even faster than plugging into that wall. And also, of course, if you're on an airplane or something like that, or on the train, you can throw this in your bag. Actually, the first time I used this was, I was planning to unbox it here on this very video, but my son's phone, he was about to go on the train by himself, and he hadn't plugged it in, or there was some problem. So I sent him this, and he, you know, was able to charge his phone on the train. So the what is this thing called? The Anker PowerCore 26800. 26800 is a measure of the total output, I think, of this. It's like milliamps, or I forget what that is, honestly. But yeah, so that's how you can compare what this one is to other varieties. This one was under $100 in the US. I think it was like $65 on Amazon. So I think it's kind of it's a nice little probably gift idea if you want to request this and have it something that's not entirely picky squash equipment specific, but want to get something that's generally useful for a squash player to throw in their bag. Oh, the weight on this puppy, by the way, was 483 grams, so it's a little bit heavy. This shoe, to put it in perspective, is 360 grams, so this is about a little heavier than that shoe, about 30% heavier than this shoe. Yeah, so there you go. The Anker PowerCore, check it out.